Hey everyone, welcome to this session of Unshakable Living. If it's first time here, we talk a lot about disarming people with honesty, or a better way to say it is the way Mike Tyson once said it of, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. And that's what we're here to do for you today. So again, first time people here, first punch in the face, the class. A lot of the stuff I'm going to share today is all in here and way much more. If you want to get this, two easy ways. One, at the end of this video, you can click on a link, email me directly. I will send you a signed copy. Just let me know and I'll get that to you. The other one is Amazon link. You'll see that will be able to do an ebook and it gets sent over right to you. So with that, next punch in the face, first thing we're going to talk about that's going to make you unshakable is debt. Nobody likes talking about debt, but here's where it comes in big. If you can't control it, nothing in your life is going to be unshakable. It can rattle you real quick. So what about debt? Well, there's some things people say is good debt. Maybe that's getting a student loan to get a degree because now you can make more money. Could be buying a home. That way you're getting something that you're building some equity in. That's areas people think those are mostly good. And there's areas people think are bad. Credit cards. A lot of people don't like having credit card debt. Main reason being extremely high interest. However, they're not always a bad thing. You can actually take advantage of them if you know how to manage that part of the debt correct. And then there's ones that are neutral. Auto loans, things that might be more of something you look at today as, hey, it's a necessity. I need a way to get around. So I'm going to get this loan, but it's not really bad, not really good because I'm losing some equity, but it's just something I need to do to have my living the way I want. So we're going to talk about those and then how do you manage them. So first things first. The bad debt side, or what people say are the bad debt, that is where you can really start to fall apart quick. If you're already in it, we're going to share a thing at the end where you can go next. But if not, you're just getting started or you're doing pretty well with savings. Where people go off, of course, is in their spending habits. One of the greatest strategies we use is called the money savvy strategy. It's pretty simple. 25% of whatever you make goes into spending. That's where we're going to tie in today on debt. 25% goes into investing. 25% goes into donating and sharing. And then 25% goes into savings. When I give those numbers, sometimes people get a little hesitant. They're like, that seems real aggressive. If I can only spend 25% of my money, I can't live the way I want. Good news is when you build up some other areas like savings, if that grows, let's say you need $10,000 to have a 3-month reserve and that you have it in there, we can now alter that and say, let's take maybe 15% of that savings since we've achieved that goal and shift it to the spending to build it up to 40. But for today's purposes, we want to make sure we're focusing on those 25s to make it a little bit easier. So for example, here's where people really run wrong on debt. Let's say you're going to buy your first dream car. You go to the car dealer. What do? They sit down and they obviously want to make a deal for both sides. You want the car you want. They want to get the deal. You sit down and say, all right, I've mentally budgeted. I think I can spend roughly $500 per month on this car. If I'm going to spend $500 per month on this car, that's what I have in mind is whatever they give me an offer. If I can do it, I'll take it. Problem is, what if they come back and say, hey, great news, we got you approved for financing, and it's only going to be 4 years you're going to pay on this. You're going to get a 6.5% interest rate, but it's $600 a month. You go, oh, love the car. It's awesome. I got the financing, but $600, that didn't fall into that budget number I had in mind. So they go back, crunch some numbers again, then they come back and say, hey, we got even better news for you. We found a way to make it work. We're going to extend the time frame you pay, so no longer 48 months. We're going to go to 84 months. It's at 9.5% interest rate. But good news is, this is only $416 a month. Better than your budget. Most people, what do? Love it. Sold. Where's the problem in that? Problem is that interest and the time. So for example, on a $25,000 vehicle, if you took that 48 month at $600 a month and that one at 6.5%, you're going to have roughly $3,200 in interest. But because you want that better monthly payment, you took that one at 9.5%, now you have $9,500 in interest. That's a 24% increase on the overall payment you're going to make on that car. $25,000 car now costs you 35 grand. So making simple mistakes like that end up building up and put you in a big hole of debt. So how do you get out of this stuff? The money savvy strategy is the number one way I'd say to start. If you're already way in the hole, then it gets down to budgeting, which we'll do on our next podcast. However, to finalize up, money savvy, 25%. Think of it this way. If you're making $5,000 a month, 25%, $12,500 is for your spending. So if I just spent $500 in a car, that means I got $750 left for the house I'm going to buy or rent, my other spending expenses out there, my luxury items, whatever it is, that's all I have left. So the good and bad of this is when you're first starting out, you may look at it going, it's way too little. But if you hone yourself in and say, the car's more important than the nice place to live, great, go get your car, but now find a place to maybe rent with a friend and make it affordable for you. Maybe it's $2,000 a month, get 4 friends to live in there, now it's $500. And then maybe in a year or two, now your spending and savings are now working out a little bit better, and we can shift some of that savings money over. That's how you take the next step to get yourself not into the big debt hole. So with that, a couple key things again. Want more information on the class? Hop online, send me an email, get a signed copy, go on to Amazon, get the e-copy. Next time, if you're going, Mike, I'm that person, I'm way in debt already. How do I get out? Our next podcast is on budget. Make sure you click here to get the one on budget. With that, we'll see you next time and punch you in the face, disarm you with honesty of what you should do with your finances.